Okay, this is part two. Really didn't want this to be stretched out to two videos, but my camera can only go to 10 minutes, so really this is going to be a part two video. So finishing up on ECW. ECW also got DH Smith, which he from SmackDown, I guess. He was only on SmackDown for like only one appearance, I believe, and I really didn't see any enough of him, so but it doesn't make any sense. But still, it does kind of makes it kind of does it kind of is a good pick. This is from the supplemental draft, by the way. It kind of is a good pick because now we get to see the Hart Foundation 2.0. I mean, this group has been talked about on the internet and the wrestling community and the IWC for like 2 years, and now it might finally be able to happen with the Tyson Kid, who I've seen a lot of, and I'm pretty impressed by this guy. Natalia Neihart, and now you got DH Smith, and WWE's been talking about trying to form this Hart Foundation 2.0, and it looks like we might get this now that Smith's there. So hopefully we get to see that. So yeah, in a way, this is kind of a good pick because we might get to see this, and we'll see what happens from there, and we might see some good feuds out of that. The next pick that ECW got was Hurricane Helms. This should be pretty good. I see him. This is good because he really wasn't doing much on SmackDown. He was jobbing to Amaga and jobbing to most of the other guys. So now in ECW, he kind of gets to shine and show some of the stuff he really didn't get to show on SmackDown. So look for him to either feud with Evan Bourne, which that should be a pretty interesting feud. Look for him and Evan Bourne possibly to feud with Heart Foundation 2.0 or other guys on that roster. So yeah, this is a really good pick. We then move on over to SmackDown, where SmackDown got Chris Jericho, very good pick, and it'll be interesting to see what the WWE does, what happens on SmackDown with Edge and Chris Jericho, who are two of the most over heels in the WWE. It'll be interesting to see what SmackDown does with these two, having these two together, form an alliance or whatever. We'll just have to see what happens from there. But it's just interesting, and it's got me just like uppity and jump and wanting to jump and scream like a schoolgirl, seeing that Chris Jericho's on SmackDown and now you got Edge, who were both heels. We then got Crime Time from the supplemental draft. This is a really good pick because these two pretty much fit on SmackDown and they really weren't doing much on Raw, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with these two on SmackDown. So yeah, this is a really good pick. We then go to the next person on here, John Morrison, who got picked from the supplemental draft. This is a really good pick, although I do prefer him on Raw because it'd be good to see what he does on Raw and then him shine on Raw, but still he gets to shine on SmackDown, and possibly you'll get to see some good feuds with him and Rey Mysterio, him and CM Punk, who's on SmackDown now, and him and John Cena, I believe, or him and just a lot of good feuds you get to see with him, and he gets his chance to shine on SmackDown. Oh yeah, him and the Undertaker as well. So yeah, this is a really good pick, and it's gonna be good to see some good things from him on SmackDown, since he was the he was the only member on that tag team with him and the Miz that most people cared about and had the talent, and he had the charisma. So now I feel this is a really good move. We then moved to Melina, who got drafted to SmackDown. Really don't care about this. It's kind of the same thing I said about Maurice in the part one video. Really just stupid. Just unify those belts, please. I mean, please unify those belts. We then go to Candice Michelle, not much to say. Alicia Fox, same thing. We then go to the other big pick on here, which is CM Punk. It'd be interesting to see what they do with CM Punk on SmackDown. I mean, he gets a chance to shine because to me, CM Punk kind of got lost in the shuffle on Raw. He really wasn't doing much, but now with him on SmackDown, he gets to show all his ability, his wrestling ability, and to show his charisma and everything like that. And then you get some new feuds with CM Punk, like CM Punk and Chris Jericho, CM Punk and John Morrison. Those two can restart their rivalry that they had in 2007 over the ECW title. You get to see him feud with. You get to see him also team up with Rey Mysterio, them becoming a tag team. Just a lot of good things you can see with CM Punk now that he's on SmackDown. We then go to Michelle McCool. Charlie Haas, this is a really good pick because to me, he really wasn't doing anything much on Raw. He was doing that impersonation gimmick where he was impersonating like most of the superstars from the past and in the present. So this is kind of a good pick. I mean, it's kind of a good move for him moving to SmackDown because he gets to show his ability, his wrestling ability, his mic skills and stuff like that. And really, he won't be lost in the shuffle because he can fit real well on the SmackDown brand. And I kind of like this pick. We then move over to Ricky Ortiz. Don't really care about this. And then finally, Mike Knox, who moved from Raw all the way to moved from Raw to SmackDown. I think this is a really good pick because Mike Knox gets to shine, and then it shows that the WWE is possibly thinking about pushing him. And then, of course, you get to see some really good feuds with him and The Undertaker, him and CM Punk, him and Rey Mysterio. Well, they can renew their shitty feud that they had last year. WWE can do a better job of renewing their feud on SmackDown. He could have feuds with Charlie Haas, I guess, and pretty much there's just a lot of potential for him on SmackDown, and just a lot of stuff for him to do now that he'll be on SmackDown. And like I said, he's gonna get his push, and it shows, like I said before, that the WWE has faith in him, and that they're really intent on. They really have a big intent on pushing him. But it's just a question on where the push is gonna go, and yeah, it's gonna start with where the push is gonna go and who they're gonna feud him with to start his push, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna be The Undertaker. But yeah, overall, very good draft. Like I said, there's some questionable picks on the draft, but still, Raw. Raw usually got the best end of the deal, but I believe SmackDown got a real good deal as they got they got one good heel that can compensate, that can really connect with the other heel on Raw, which is Edge. They got two tag teams who are really good on Raw and SmackDown. You got John Morrison, who's gonna have his chance to shine. You got CM Punk. Just pretty much good for SmackDown. SmackDown ended up pretty much coming out real good on this draft. Although Raw did look pretty good on this draft, but in my opinion, SmackDown looked really good in this draft as SmackDown is starting to look real good now, and now it's got me more interested in watching SmackDown more than Raw now that Triple H is on Raw, and I'm not a big fan of Triple H. But yeah, overall, very good draft. And that's pretty much it about my thoughts on the draft. Hope you like my video. You can rate, you can comment, give me a video response of what you thought about the draft, or you can send me a comment of what you think about some of the draft picks. And until then, thank you for watching, and I hope to give you another video tomorrow, which will be my Wrestling Forgotten Gems of whoever I give you a video about on my Wrestling Forgotten Gems. Just look out for that. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it, and I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it, and then you'll probably might laugh at it. But yeah, until then, thank you for watching, and I'm out. Remember to comment, and that's pretty much it. Until then, thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.